Hey everybody, Laney here at Drum Percussion Studio. Really excited about our topic for today. Today we're going to be talking about buzz rolls. Now, buzz rolls are really important, especially in snare drumming, just because they're used as an ornamentation and we're going to talk a lot about their uses, but just really important skill to be able to do. What we're going to do in this video, we're going to talk about what a buzz roll is. We're going to talk about how to produce a buzz roll that sounds connected and sustained. And then we are going to work on a couple of different exercises that will help you build up your double strokes. Mainly my 9-stroke buzzes exercise, and then also working on a long roll, which is usually going to be a requirement for region band and all states. So make sure that you check that out for sure at the end. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about what a buzz roll is. Within the percussion canon, we have no way, within the percussion realm, we have no way to create a sustained sound on a drum. Whenever I hit this, there is no way that I can extend that sound to make it go ta as long as I want. It's not like playing a trombone or a clarinet or another wind instrument or even a stringed instrument where you can extend by bowing, or where you can extend through the amount of air that you're pushing through the horn. With drums, we have to find another way. Okay, the vibraphone is literally the only instrument that will ring forever and ever and ever. Amen. So we're a little bit limited in our ability to create a sustained sound. So that's what the buzz roll does. The buzz roll gives the illusion of this long, sustained sound. So it's used as a color a lot in concert pieces. Now, you'll hear the buzz roll called several different things. It's got a couple different names. It can be called an orchestral roll, a concert roll, a closed roll. I've heard it called a crushed roll. So all kinds of different names. They all mean the same thing. Essentially, what you're going to be doing is buzzing your drumstick on the drum head, okay? Now, yes, that extends the sound just a little bit. The hard part is making sure that your hands are overlapping so that you're creating the illusion of something going bzzz, okay? So, that's what we're going to be talking about a little bit today. Now, the buzz roll is somewhat similar to a double stroke roll in that you're going to have to use a little bit of a different technique than you would if you're just playing 6/8 notes, right? Here, I'm using all wrist, right? Back and forth, just my hands, not really a whole lot of arm, I'm not really using all my fingers, right? Okay, it's just easy, okay? With the buzz roll, we're going to have to start using our arm a little bit. So, let's talk a little bit about how to produce this buzz sound. So what's happening whenever I'm playing each one of these notes is I'm thinking about initiating from the arm, okay, from the elbow. I don't really want to use my wrist. The reason being, if you're going to try to use it from the wrist, A, you're going to overextend your wrist, and that could cause some arthritic problems when you're older. The other thing is that your wrist can only do so much controlling within its motion, okay? So we're going to actually use the weight of our arm. Gravity will help us out to put a little bit more velocity into the drum head so that we can extend that buzz. Something that I tell all my students when they first start playing buzz rolls, you need to make sure that you can just do one hand by itself over and over and over again. Try to challenge yourself to make the bead buzz longer every single time. Hopefully you can see that my arm is moving. I'm also using some fingers, so let's talk a little bit about our fulcrum. Our fulcrum is going to shift slightly, so when we're playing double strokes or single strokes, whatever, usually our fulcrum is here, top joint of our index finger. With buzz rolls, I'm actually going to start using the fulcrum basically split between these two fingers, the middle finger being one of the pivotal points for those buzzes to happen around, okay? So, switching from pinching only here to pinching here. And then again, also using that arm. Now, my other two fingers, they're coming off the stick, but they're not sticking out. Make sure that you don't have your pinkies popping out whenever you're playing buzz rolls. You want to have them out of the way, but not completely out like this, okay? So, let's just do some buzzes back and forth. You can do it on a practice pad as well. I find that when I practice my buzz rolls on a practice pad, it's not really true to form. Whenever I get on the snare drum, I usually have to do some adjusting. So make sure that you're aware of that. If you don't have a snare drum at home, that's totally fine. But know that when you get back to a snare drum, you may have to be flexible and make some adjustments to your technique, just because it's going to be very, very different from playing on this practice pad. Okay? So I just want you to play some buzzes just back and forth. And I want you to see how long you can make each buzz last. I'm going to go back over to the drum. Now, here's what I want you to work on after you feel comfortable with that. Try to overlap your hands. For me, when I'm trying to overlap my hands, I have to think about leaving my hands leaving my hands closer to the drum for longer rather than the attack of the second hand. It's just all about whatever you need to think about mentally to make sure that the buzzes are overlapping, okay? When you start to practice your buzz rolls, it is okay if they don't sound great, okay? You've got to build up the technique before you can play any kind of a sustained sound. So, don't be discouraged if you feel like your buzzes are not happening the way that you want them to, okay? Because it will come with time. You just got to make sure you're practicing. Okay, so after you feel comfortable with both of your hands playing buzz rolls equally, then is where we're going to start adding in rhythms, okay? So what I've got written up on the board right here is a 9-stroke buzzing exercise that I use with my students, okay? The first measure, forgot a bar line here. The first measure is going to be played with all single strokes. And we're going to start on the right hand so that your release is on the right hand as well, okay? So right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right. Then what we're going to do is we are going to buzz the 16th notes. Now, what I've done to indicate that we're going to be doing buzzes is a little Z on each one of these notes, okay? And sometimes you'll see this in notation. Whenever a composer wants you to play just a certain rhythm buzz, then they'll write out the actual rhythm and then put the Z's on it, okay? So be aware of that. All right, so here's what this 16th note, or excuse me, 9-stroke buzz exercise sounds like. I'll play it on the snare drum. 1, 2, here I go. So, when you're practicing this, some things to think about. Thing number 1, make sure that your wrist is the initiation point for those single strokes. You don't want to be doing arm there. I have a very bad habit of letting the arm that I'm using for my buzzes come into my single strokes. Don't do what I do. Make sure that you're using your wrist for these single strokes and then initiating the arm on the buzzes. Now, here's the other thing to think about, like we were just talking about. If your buzzes do not sound sustained when you're playing slowly, that is okay. This is more so just of an exercise to make sure that your hands are overlapping so that we're getting into the motion of 16th note roll basses, which we'll talk about in another video. So let's try that one more time. We're at quarter note equals 70. 1, 2, here we go. 1, So, that's a great exercise just to start off on your buzz rolls, okay? So, go ahead and work on the 9-stroke buzzes. You can also make them 5-stroke buzzes. You can make them 13-stroke buzzes. It really doesn't matter. Just as long as you have some kind of roll bass that you understand that you can play single-handed and then play it double. So, practice that at a variety of tempo, or of tempi, a variety of dynamics. If you can only play buzz rolls loud, that's not going to help you in the long run. A lot of times the repertoire is going to call for buzz rolls at a piano dynamic, buzz rolls at a mezzo piano dynamic, okay? So that's going to lead me into the second thing that I want to talk about today, which is a concert buzz roll, okay? Now, The way that I've notated it here is with whole notes. We've got pianissimo all the way up to fortissimo, back down to pianissimo. Now, again, going back to the, I guess the foundation or the base of a roll, right, is to create a sustained sound. So, ideally, what I want this to do is extend for 8 counts, and you should be able to hear a pianissimo dynamic, a fortissimo dynamic, and then back to a pianissimo dynamic. So, here we go. I'm just going to play it for you and then we'll talk about it. So that was a very, very short but simple concert buzz roll. Now, hopefully you noticed that as I got louder, I did a couple of different things. The first thing, I moved my beating spot. I was playing at the very, very edge. I moved towards the center, okay? So, making sure that you're playing at the edge will help you with those pianissimo, mezzo piano, piano dynamics, okay? Moving towards the center is going to give you that mezzo forte, forte, fortissimo dynamics, okay? Now, the other thing that I did was I changed my roll bass. I've got another video on roll basses that is going to go more in depth on that, but for this video, I'm basically just going to tell you, whenever you're playing softer, you need to use a slower roll bass, okay? So when I started out, I was thinking 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, and as I got louder, I moved to 16th note triplets, 1 triplet, and triplet, 2 triplet, and triplet, okay? So the louder you get, the faster you're going to have to roll in order to continue that sustained sound. So it's different for every single person. One thing that my teacher did when I was in high school was he just had me play a buzz roll at different dynamics without stopping for a set amount of time. So he would say, okay, Lainey, here's what I want you to do. Go play for 2 minutes. Here's a timer. Make sure you stop at 2 minutes. I literally could only play the buzz roll for 2 minutes. I could play it however loud I wanted to. But that's really how I determined what roll basses work where. So you just need some experimentation. Make sure that you're trying it out. Trying it at different, for different lengths of time. Just turn a timer on, say I'm going to go for 1 minute today. I'm going to go for 3 minutes tomorrow. I'm going to go for 7 minutes by the end of the month, okay? Something like that. Set yourself some goals, okay? If you want to go more in depth on roll basses, check out my video on roll basses. I'm going to talk about how to determine a roll bass and how to practice roll basses and all that good stuff. So make sure that you check that out. If you've got any other questions with buzz rolls, please send the studio an email, send me an email. We'll be happy to help you out. Happy practicing!